Launches do not have anything to do with your worth as a person. They are data. That is it. Be able to lean into the power of one. Celebrate one person interested, one person commenting, one person clicking a link so that you can build that momentum and keep showing up and keep putting it out there. And don't shit on your own party, knowing that this is the flip end of that power of one. If you are deciding that if it doesn't meet your expectations, it means it's a failure, you are the one that's creating the block. Being limitless is knowing your success and your growth are built on a radical belief in yourself. Limitless is honoring your purpose, your health, and impact above all else. Limitless is never playing small, because the more alive you feel in your life, the more growth and success you attract. Hi, my name is Jamie Ratermann, and I am a holistic business coach, meaning I am just as invested in growing your health as I am in growing your wealth. With 11 plus years in brand and social media marketing, I help rebellious entrepreneurs master marketing, embody leadership, and say fuck it to the hustle. This show is here to encourage you to become more radically aware of your self-imposed limits, to break free of your shoulds, and to expand your brand into a movement led by you. Hello, lovelies. Welcome to another episode of the Limitless Podcast. I want to talk about a very important part of launching your business. And I think this has been coming up a lot lately for the fact that I have had to make some adjustments and shifts for my own launches. Many of you have heard that I am in the midst of my wedding and all of the things that are going on for me. But I recently realized that a previous version of me would have not even thought about making these adjustments, letting these things work for me. And I think that's a really big part of why I created the launch checklist, which I'm going to make sure is in the show notes, where you can get really clear. You can set yourself up for a timeline that supports you and be able to enjoy the launch, enjoy selling your business more often. But today's episode is for any of you who have posted your announcement post for your offer, or put out an email, or sent the first DM, and let's say you got crickets. Let's say no one clicked any links in that email, or it was a low performing post for you, or even you got a no in the DMs from talking to someone in sales, or that you think would be a really fantastic fit for the program, and your immediate reaction is, oh, I guess this is a failure. Oh, nobody wants this. Oh, what am I going to do? I suck at this. Like, what if that is your immediate reaction? This episode is for you. This is how I want to encourage you to stay focused when you're not getting interest or you're not getting sales during a launch. This is when I tell you launches don't mean a damn thing about your worth. When we walk into a launch period, I need you to realize the way in which you feel about yourself absolutely carries out through the energy of your launch. So I want you to be able to think about, how can I feel worthy, deserving, and know my value, no matter if I get a ton of sales on day one, or no matter if I get or not very many sales on day one. That's what this is about. So during a launch is the best time for you to practice radical detachment. And what does that look like? Being able to know that the success of the launch means nothing about you as the person or leader behind the business. A launch is simply a way for us to know how warm our current audience is, how interested they might be in the offer, how strong our marketing messaging is, how well we are showing up and being visible. A launch is not a test. It is not a test of your worthiness or your ability to succeed. We're calling this data. This is what it is. Half the time you hear entrepreneurs talking about their failed launch and how they went from 0 to 100, I can tell you the number one thing that they change isn't them as a person, not at all. It's them sharing more. I had a client come in and I had a failed launch the last time I launched this offer. And I'll be like, okay, tell me about what your launch process was. She was like, oh, I put up a post and I didn't get a lot of interest. I said, did you say a post? Did you say one? Is that what I just heard? like one post, and you're deciding it was a failure. Many of us need time with offers, especially Many of you who are selling high ticket, especially with this, if this is going over 3 figures, people need time to see it. They need to warm up to you. So if you haven't been posting before launch and you post for the first time and are selling something and it's expected to be like wildfire, everyone's coming to buy from you, that's a little delusional. I'm sorry. We're just going to call it a spade a spade. You want to invite people on a regular basis to come into trusting you, to knowing you, to being in the vibe of who you are. So instead of seeing that you aren't getting the link clicks that you had on the post, that you aren't getting the kind of response that you want, how can you instead be able to see that going like, this just means it's time for me to show up more. This just means that they get to enjoy my company through my content, through my emails, so that they can see themselves. This just means the next time I send an email, the next time I post, the next time I DM, I got to personalize it. I got to focus on who they are as an ideal client. I want you to hear that I never said in there, this just means I got to be a better person. That's not in there. It's simply being able to attune your messaging the way in which you launch so you are the most visible and the most clear in the way you approach things. So within this, I like to encourage my clients to harness the power of one. Now, the power of one is me telling you that if you get anyone who's activated, anyone who's interested, jumping in, whether that's DMing you, commenting on a post, whether that's somebody going, hey, can you tell me a little bit about this program? That means there are many. That means that if one person signed up for your masterclass or one person signed up to apply to your training, or one person is commenting about the thing that your product or service provides help with, that's a big sign. That's worth celebrating. So being able to go, oh my God, I got interest. This means I'm going to keep going. I want to use this energy of Linda, who asked me about what's included in the offer, to know that there's many people out there. Harnessing the power of one is believing and knowing that there is a ripple effect. If one person is interested in coming toward you, that means there's many. Get grounded in knowing that there are many people like that first person. You are using this power, this like being able to lean in and celebrate one person so that you're not going to play small. That yes is this momentum builder. That people are appreciating the offer. That your only goal is not to try to manipulate or make sure people buy from you. Instead, it's to make sure they see it as often as possible, that they know exactly what's going on. Believing in it is you showing that you have so much power behind the offer that you can't wait to talk about it. A launch at the end of the day is truly showing how much you believe in your offers, how much you cannot wait to serve people who jump in. And of course, the kind of impact and change your business is creating. So knowing that this is a big part of this, it's a big part of this. This is also a way to make sure you are not shitting on your own party. For any of you who have set goals, like I must sell this many during this launch, or it's a failure, this is for you as well. I've had clients before that have had 80 people sign up for a masterclass, and they say it was a failed masterclass because no one bought from me. And I go, what is going on? This is called shitting on your party. If you have 80 people coming into a masterclass, that means you have 80 warmer leads who are trusting you as a person, who want to know more about the services you provide, who were able to get something good from what you shared. And knowing that even if they don't jump in after you do the training, that means that they have you top of mind. This is fuel for that fire. It's fuel. So instead of going 80 people, but no one signed up, being like, I have 80 freaking leads. I'm so excited by this. I got to keep moving. And I want to put a little anecdote in here. All the fast action bonus and the early bird pricing and all the things you've heard people like jump in now, those discounts, that normally means that the people who jump in on that have already been considering the offer. So like whenever I launch a brand new program, I'm not always expecting the the people to jump into the early bird discounts because they want to know what the offer is about before they make the jump. So you put that in there because you're excited. You're making a choice for anyone who's already intrigued and ready to jump in to do that. But knowing that anyone who signs up is essentially you creating for yourself a potential leads list. So at the end of the day, when you are in a launch, for you to keep this long-term energy, for you to sell better and more, and to see how empowering a launch can be, you need to do 3 important things. Is 1, practice that radical detachment. Launches do not have anything to do with your worth as a person. They are data. That is it. Be able to lean into the power of 1. Celebrate 1 person interested, 1 person commenting, 1 person clicking a link so that you can build that momentum and keep showing up and keep putting it out there. And don't shit on your own party. Knowing that this is the flip end of that power of 1. If you are deciding that if it doesn't meet your expectations, it means it's a failure, you are the one that's creating the block. Lean in, see whenever you get these signups, whenever you get this interest, it's your choice to take it as energy to keep moving, to sell more, to generate new revenue for your business, or it's where you decide to cut yourself off at the knees and say, if it's not how I dreamed it to be, then it's not worth continuing. That is what failure is. That is the mistake you're making. Especially for new entrepreneurs, new offers, all of these things, you really want to be able to think about the energetics behind selling, the energetics behind your confidence and your courage to put this out there. And that's what's important here. So right now, if you're ready to sell a new product or service, if you've been having trouble with this launch, I encourage you to sign up for the launch checklist. I'm going to put it in my show notes. It is all about getting really clear on your messaging, setting up a timeline that's going to work really well for you, and making sure everyone who would be interested, who would be the right person for your offer, knows about it. So if you're looking for it, it's a training and a workbook. I put both of those things in there so that you can set yourself up for the best launch yet. Feel free to sign up. Let me know how it goes. I would love to hear more about what you're launching. Until next time though, live a little more limitless.